7 Japanese motorcycles dealers can't sell, so you can buy them dirt cheap. Number 7. Kawasaki Vulcan. The Kawasaki Vulcan S is the motorcycle that keeps showing up to the party, but nobody wants to dance. It's got a 649cc parallel twin engine, 61 horsepower, and a price tag that starts around $7,000, but somehow it still manages to collect more dust than miles in dealer showrooms across the USA. Why? Well, the Vulcan S is stuck in a bit of an identity crisis. Cruiser fans think it's trying too hard to be sporty, while sport bike lovers say it's too laid back, like a mullet that's all business in the front and no party in the back. The styling is modern but not quite enough to turn heads, and the engine, while reliable, delivers power in a way that's just okay. Dealers are feeling the pinch. With rising interest rates and loan rejection rates hitting 20%, bikes like the Vulcan S are sitting on showroom floors for over 90 days, forcing dealers to slash prices just to move them out the door. That means you can stroll in and scoop up a Vulcan S for way less than sticker price, sometimes with discounts and incentives that make you question if you're buying a new bike or a used couch at a yard sale. If you want a solid, dependable ride and don't care about being the coolest kid on the block, the Vulcan S is your ticket to a bargain. Number 6. Honda CTX1300. The Honda CTX1300 is like that ultra-practical uncle who wears socks with sandals and brings a calculator to family dinners. Sensible, reliable, and completely overlooked. When it launched, Honda thought Americans would swoon for a cruiser with a 1261cc V4 engine, smooth power delivery, and a shaft drive, all wrapped up in a futuristic package. Price hovered around $15,000, but the CTX 1300 just couldn't charm the crowd. Why? For starters, its styling is more Star Trek shuttlecraft than bad-to-the-bone cruiser, and that left traditionalists scratching their heads and hipsters running for the nearest cafe racer. The CTX 1300 also tried to blend touring comfort with cruiser cool, but ended up in a no-man's land where neither group felt at home. It's got bags, a comfy seat, and a stereo, but it's not quite a gold wing. It's got a low-slung look, but it's not quite a Harley. Dealers are practically begging buyers to take these off their hands, with prices sometimes dipping below $8,000 for pristine low-mileage examples. If you want a smooth, comfy, and unique ride for touring America's highways, the CTX 1300 is your golden opportunity to buy a bike that's better than its sales numbers suggest. Number 5. Yamaha XSR700. The Yamaha XSR700 is the motorcycle equivalent of a vinyl record collection, cool in theory, but not everyone's spinning it. With a price tag that started around $8,800, Yamaha thought its retro-inspired naked bike, built on the beloved MT7 platform, would have buyers lining up for a slice of nostalgia. But the XSR700 sits awkwardly in the middle of the market. It's not quite retro enough for the old-school crowd and not modern enough for the tech-hungry new riders. Dealers across the USA are finding that the XSR700 just doesn't move as fast as its sportier siblings. The market's flooded with lightly used models, and new ones are often left languishing in showrooms, gathering dust and price cuts. Yamaha is not helping matters by offering only minor updates year after year, making it tough for dealers to pitch the bike as something fresh or exciting. With interest rates up and buyers tightening their belts, the XSR700 is often the first to get a markdown, sometimes dipping well below $7,000, especially if you're willing to haggle or grab a leftover model. If you want a reliable, fun, and unique ride that won't break the bank, the XSR700 is a steal. It may not win any beauty contests, but your wallet will thank you for picking the wallflower at the motorcycle dance. Number 4. Suzuki Boulevard C50. The Suzuki Boulevard C50 is like that classic diner in your hometown, nostalgic, unchanged, and somehow still open for business. With price hovering around $8,900, this 805cc V-twin cruiser should be a sweet spot for riders wanting classic looks without breaking the bank. But here's the kicker. The C50 hasn't really changed since flip phones were cool, and that's exactly why dealers can't seem to move them. Its styling is pure old-school chrome and fenders, but in a world where buyers want either full-on retro or cutting-edge tech, the C50 just feels stuck. The engine is bulletproof, but offers about as much excitement as a Tuesday night bingo game. Riders looking for thrills go elsewhere, and those wanting modern features are left scratching their heads at the analog gauges and lack of rider aids. Meanwhile, Suzuki's "if it ain't broke, don't fix it" philosophy means the C50 is perpetually overshadowed by flashier, more updated competition. Dealers are left with rows of these cruisers, and with floorplan costs piling up, they're slicing thousands off the sticker price just to get them out the door. It's not uncommon to find new Boulevard C50s going for $6,000 or less, sometimes even with extra incentives thrown in. If your dream is to cruise Main Street on a budget and you don't mind a little déjà vu, the C50 is your ticket to classic vibes at clearance prices. Number 3. Kawasaki W800. The Kawasaki W800 is the motorcycle equivalent of a black and white movie, timeless, elegant, and unfortunately not exactly box office gold in today's market. With a starting price around $9,000, the W800 offers a beautifully simple 773cc air-cooled parallel twin engine and styling that screams British invasion. But most American buyers are looking for a bit more sizzle with their steak. While the W800 nails the retro look with its chrome, spoked wheels, and upright riding position, it doesn't bring much else to the table. No fancy electronics, no big horsepower numbers, and certainly no bold new features to brag about at the local bike night. Dealers are finding themselves in a pickle. The W800 is a niche bike in a market that's gone wild for tech, power, and aggressive styling. Riders who want a classic look often go for Triumph's Bonneville line, which offers more options and a bit more street cred, while those chasing performance or gadgets skip right past the W800 without a second glance. To keep the wheels turning literally and financially, dealers are offering deep discounts, sometimes dropping the price to $7,000 or even lower just to clear space for something flashier. If you appreciate the charm of a true classic and aren't bothered by the lack of modern frills, the W800 is a rare gem at a bargain price. Number 2. Yamaha MT3. The Yamaha MT3 is the motorcycle world's equivalent of a perfectly good text message that just never gets a reply. With a price tag around $5,000, this 321cc parallel twin naked bike should be flying out of showrooms, especially for new riders and city commuters. But in the land of the free and the home of the V-twin, the MT3's petite stature and modest power output often get it overlooked like a salad at a Texas barbecue. American buyers tend to chase bigger displacement or more aggressive styling, and the MT3's all-rounder personality just doesn't light a fire under anyone's seat. Dealers are stuck with plenty of these bikes, especially as the market is flooded with used examples from riders who quickly outgrow the MT3 and trade up for something with more grunt. The specs are solid, lightweight, nimble, and cheap to run, but the lack of excitement means these bikes hang around showrooms longer than leftover Halloween candy. Yamaha hasn't given the MT3 any major updates, so dealers can't exactly hype it as the next big thing. With rising inventory costs and buyers holding out for deals, you'll often find MT-03s marked down to $4,000 or less, sometimes with extra incentives or free gear thrown in. If you want a fun, practical, and wallet-friendly ride that's criminally underrated, the MT3 is the deal everyone's ignoring. Sometimes, being left on read is the best way to score a new bike for used bike money. Number 1. Kawasaki Eliminator. The Kawasaki Eliminator is back on the scene, but it's kind of like rebooting a TV show nobody really missed. Priced at around $6,600, this lightweight cruiser sports a 451cc parallel twin engine and a low-slung, easy-going vibe that's supposed to attract new riders and city dwellers. The problem. In the USA, the Eliminator is stuck between two worlds. It's not beefy enough to tempt traditional cruiser fans, and it's not sporty enough to lure in the street bike crowd. The styling is clean but not exactly jaw-dropping, and while it's approachable for beginners, most experienced riders breeze right past it on their way to something with more attitude or horsepower. Dealers are finding that the Eliminator, despite its famous name, just doesn't have the knockout punch it needs to move units. With so many used bikes and bigger, flashier options crowding the market, the Eliminator often ends up as showroom wallpaper, nice to look at, but not generating much excitement. As inventory sits and floorplan costs stack up, dealers are quick to slap on discounts, sometimes dropping the price to $5,000 or even less, just to get these bikes rolling out the door. If you want a new cruiser for the price of a used one and don't care about impressing the Harley crowd, the Eliminator is your ticket to bargain bliss. Sometimes, the best deals are on the bikes nobody's fighting over. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.